Have you ever had someone pop into your mind seemingly out of nowhere and just stay there? No matter how hard you try to distract yourself, their name, their face, their energy lingers. Why is that? Is it just a trick of memory, or is something deeper calling you to pay attention? You've probably heard the old saying, when you're thinking about someone, it means they're thinking about you too. It's a comforting thought, almost magical in its simplicity. But is there any spiritual or energetic truth behind this belief? Or is it merely a well-worn phrase we use to ease our minds? Let's dig into those moments when someone, maybe a new acquaintance, an old friend, or even a total stranger, keeps resurfacing in your thoughts. You weren't trying to think about them. You weren't even reminded of them by something obvious. But there they are again and again, like an echo you can't silence. It can be puzzling, sometimes even unsettling. And it makes you wonder, is there something more going on beneath the surface? Could it be that this person is connected to you on an energetic or spiritual level? Is there an invisible force pulling your thoughts toward them, weaving your minds together in ways you can't quite explain? When your mind fixates on someone, it can feel like you're caught in a loop. You keep asking yourself, why can't I stop thinking about them? Is this just a coincidence? Or is there something meaningful hidden in these thoughts? The answer might lie in the unseen realms, energetic ties, soul-level connections, or even subconscious attraction. By exploring these possibilities, we can begin to understand what's really happening when someone starts living rent-free in your head. The possibility of a soul connection. One of the most profound explanations is that you share a soul connection with this person. We are all spiritually connected in some way, but some connections run far deeper than others. These people might belong to what is often called your soul family, those with whom you share a similar soul frequency. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant familiarity like you've known them forever? Even though you've just exchanged a few words? That sense of recognition isn't random. It's the soul remembering. These deep soul ties can come in many forms. A best friend who feels like a sibling, a stranger whose eyes feel like home, or a romantic partner whose presence stirs something ancient within you. In many spiritual traditions, it's believed that before we incarnate into this life, our souls make agreements, soul contracts with other souls to meet again in this lifetime, for growth, healing, love, or completion. These contracts are not always about romance. They may be about lessons, some beautiful, some painful, but all necessary. And in the realm of romantic soul connections, you may encounter not just soulmates, but something even more intense, your twin flame. Unlike soulmates who complement you, a twin flame shares the same core soul frequency. They mirror your deepest self, your light and your shadow, creating a connection that is raw, transformative, and impossible to forget. This level of bond can explain why someone keeps flooding your thoughts. It's not just longing or memory, it's soul resonance. It's energy trying to realign or reconcile itself across space and time. Thought energy and the law of vibration. Another explanation is more energetic in nature, yet no less powerful. What if the reason you can't stop thinking about someone is because they're thinking about you? At first glance, it might sound like a cliche, but in the world of energy and vibration, it starts to make sense. We are all energetic beings. Every thought, especially emotionally charged ones, sends out vibrations. When someone thinks about you, often they're projecting energy into the universe. And if you're energetically sensitive or emotionally attuned to that person, you can pick it up without realizing it. Think of it like an invisible thread connecting two subconscious minds. The more one person thinks, the stronger the energetic link becomes. It doesn't require words, actions, or even proximity. Just intention, focus, and frequency. Have you ever thought of someone and suddenly they text or call you? That's not coincidence, it is energetic synchronicity. Their thoughts about you are so strong that they reach your subconscious, triggering your own thoughts and emotions about them. This is especially true when the energy is repetitive, emotional, or unresolved. You might find yourself looping back to them without understanding why. Recognizing this can be empowering. It helps you realize that not all of your thoughts originate from within you. Sometimes they're echoes of someone else's mind reaching out to yours. The simpler truth, emotional or personal interest. Not all cases of mental fixation are rooted in soul contracts or spiritual vibrations. Sometimes it's simply because someone sparked your interest. It might have been a passing glance, a curious smile, or a shared moment that struck a chord. Perhaps the person intrigued you, something about their presence lingered, and your mind decided to hold on to it. That spark of interest creates a seed, and every time you think about them, you water it until it grows into a presence in your mental space. You start to wonder what they're doing. You replay your conversations. You daydream about future encounters. Slowly, your thoughts develop their own rhythm. The brain loves to build patterns. And when emotion or curiosity is involved, it gets even more persistent. You may not even realize how often your thoughts return to them until it becomes a daily occurrence. It doesn't always mean you're spiritually bound. It can simply mean you're drawn to their energy, their story, their presence. And that's human. So what can you do about it? Understanding why someone keeps showing up in your thoughts is only half the journey. The next step is learning how to respond. If it's a soul connection, it may be time to explore it further. Reach out, reflect, or simply acknowledge the bond. If it's an energetic pull, consider grounding exercises or visualization techniques to clear or manage the energy exchange. And if it's just curiosity, allow yourself to feel but don't get lost in the story. Every thought is a message. Sometimes it's a call to connect. Other times it's a mirror revealing something about your inner world. So the next time someone keeps appearing in your mind, don't brush it off. Pause. Listen. Ask yourself what it's really about. Because behind every persistent thought, there's usually a deeper truth waiting to be discovered. In the previous section, we explored how soul connections and energetic bonds can explain why someone might dominate your thoughts. But not all mental fixation is mystical. Sometimes the reason is psychological, and it runs deep within your own mind. You see, one of the most powerful forces shaping your experience is your subconscious mind. It's often said that the subconscious controls up to 95% of your thoughts, behaviors, and emotional responses. That means even when you're not trying to think about someone, a part of your mind is doing it for you on autopilot. When you repeatedly think about someone, you're doing more than just reflecting. You're planting seeds. Every thought, every mental image, every emotional response becomes like a drop of water nurturing that seed in the fertile ground of your subconscious. Over time, without even realizing it, their presence becomes embedded deep within you. Your subconscious doesn't question your thoughts. It simply records and replays what you focus on. So the more often someone crosses your mind, the stronger the neural and emotional pattern becomes, and the harder it is to ignore. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you're at a social event. You meet someone new. You talk for just a few minutes, but something about them stands out. Maybe it's their voice, their energy, their smile, or the way they made you feel seen. It wasn't a long encounter, but it left a mark. Later that night and then the next day, you find yourself thinking about them. You replay the conversation. You recall their expressions. You imagine what you might say the next time you meet. For you know it, they've become a mental presence, one you didn't consciously invite but now can't seem to evict. This is a very human experience. Your brain is designed to latch onto stimuli that spark emotion, interest, or intrigue. Whether it's a person, a compelling story, or a captivating idea, your mind holds on to it like a treasure. The more attention you give it, the more persistent the memory becomes. In these cases, it's not necessarily that the person is energetically reaching out to you. Instead, your own brain is looping through thoughts it has been conditioned to repeat. And the more frequently you revisit those thoughts, the deeper they embed themselves into your mental architecture. This can sometimes feel like your thoughts are no longer under your control, but it's not a flaw. It's simply your subconscious doing what it was designed to do, protect and preserve whatever you've emotionally attached to. Understanding this mechanism is empowering. It allows you to pause and ask, is this connection something I want to nourish, or is it time to clear space for something else? Recognizing that your subconscious is shaping your mental focus is only the first step. The next step is intentional action, choosing how to respond to this awareness. If you genuinely believe there's a soul connection, or you feel an energetic pull that resonates with your spirit, you have the ability to deepen that connection consciously. So how do you nurture it? Start by focusing on positive thoughts and emotions associated with that person. This reinforces a healthy energetic exchange and builds a foundation of appreciation rather than obsession. Visualization can also be a powerful tool. Imagining uplifting conversations, shared experiences, or mutual growth can strengthen the bond on both an emotional and energetic level. Open communication is another important pillar. If you're able and it feels appropriate, reaching out and building real-world interactions can transform the mental connection into a grounded, supportive relationship. In addition, tools like subliminal meditation can align your subconscious with your conscious intentions. These techniques work by embedding positive affirmations and emotional clarity into your deeper mind, making your mental patterns more intentional, more focused, and more uplifting. But what if the connection doesn't feel good? What if thinking about this person brings up confusion, pain, or a sense of being energetically drained? In that case, your priority becomes clearing. Just as you can plant thoughts, you can also uproot them. Practices like chakra cleansing, cord-cutting meditations, and energy-clearing rituals can help remove the unwanted energetic imprint of another person. Visualization exercises where you imagine protective light surrounding you can shield you from external emotional interference. Equally important is the redirection of your mental and emotional energy. Instead of allowing thoughts of this person to monopolize your inner world, pour your attention into things that uplift and nourish you as creative pursuits, meaningful relationships, nature movement, and self-care. Even small choices can create major energetic shifts. A walk in the sun, journaling your emotions, listening to music that grounds you. All of these activities help restore your emotional sovereignty and redirect your focus back to yourself. Remember, just because someone lives in your thoughts doesn't mean they belong in your life or your energy field. And just because a connection feels strong, it doesn't mean it's healthy or meant to continue. You have the power to decide. You are the conscious creator of your emotional landscape. You're not a passive observer of your mind. You're its architect. By choosing which thoughts to cultivate, which connections to strengthen, and which attachments to release, you reclaim the reins of your inner world. And in doing so, you begin to create space for clarity, peace, and intentional connection.